Good. So we'll give it just a couple of minutes to see if anyone else jumps on. And I just hit the record button, so we are recording this time.
Okay. Yeah. I have a doubt for you. Means actually, I have sent you the draft for the.
Is there a new guy in your year? There's like many, but yeah, there's a guy on that.
Hold on, somebody's talking over somebody. Okay, say that again, Sarah.
Actually, I have sent you draft blog post draft.
Yeah, I got it this
Monday,
morning.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually just finished your blog audit. Like I literally just emailed it to you like 2 minutes ago. So check your email. And it has a video and the written report for your audit. Let me see here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
How are you?
Who else here? We have another Sarah.
Hello. Hi. I got my coat on.
Sarah, what is your Sarah Banks?
Thanks.
Okay, because we have two Sarahs.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're just going to give it a couple of minutes to see if anyone else jumps on. All right. Update. Okay. Okay. Close this. That was an app. Search. Okay. So today, I guess we'll just continue with SEO. So any questions that you have or issues that you're having, we can just talk about them and we'll like figure them out or whatever. Come on, baby, move out of the way. My dog is like right under my feet. Watch out. Okay. Okay, so Sarah, what you got? Sarah Benny.
Banks or Benny?
Benny's, we'll go with Benny first.
Oh, that's so funny. So she's a Sarah B too?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
So Sarah B, do you have any, or that's not gonna work. Sarah on top, you have any questions? Yes, Benny.
You can call me Benny then.
Okay.
I have a question. Actually, I'm using Yoast premium version, and they will indicate this green, red button for means green and red.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, and they will give us 5 keywords.
So
And
I'm not familiar, like I have the free version. I've always just used the free. So like, I don't know how like the premium that it can help you with multiple words. Like, does the dashboard look the same way as the free version?
no, actually, we'll have 3 more. Everything, I think everything is same, but we have 3 more keyword phrases option. Can give additional 3 more keywords. I think that's the difference.
Okay.
And my doubt is sometimes we cannot get the green button for all,
Hmm.
and we need 3 additional keywords. And suppose if it is showing a red button, is that okay to be like that and let it go, because we may not get always the exact keyword phrases, right?
Yeah. So on the Yoast, the plugin. So I really wouldn't worry too much about trying to rank for multiple words. Like I would start with just like the main one, the pick one that you want to like rank for this one first. And like Yoast really, it's kind of misleading. Like people get it and think, well, I got the green light. Why isn't my post showing up? So, choosing the right word to begin with is like most important. But I know with Yoast, like I would get the green light even with the right keyword, but I still wasn't ranking on page 1 because like it's saying you need the keyword like this many times to get the green light, right? But to exceed what like the who's on page 1 right now for your keyword, like who's number 1, 2, and 3, you almost need to like, okay, this is your minimum, like your keywords in there, but if you want to beat number 1 guy, you need this much. It doesn't give you those additional parameters. And that's why like using the format that I have where you do the outline, use your H2s, your H3s, making sure that your keyword is in at least one of those each. And then like we talked on Tuesday about making sure that main keyword, like in the outline where I had the red in each section, put that main keyword as one of the keywords for each section. So every paragraph has that keyword in it. If you miss like 1 or 2, that's okay. And then the additional keywords, like just use those as additional words and don't try to focus on ranking for one of them. Because ranking for multiple topics, like that's going to take time because it's not just the keywords and the blog posts that make up SEO for getting found. Like there's other things on the back side of the blog, like your domain authority, your page authority, a lot of off-site SEO, which we're not to that yet. So the more of that makes you more credible to Google. And so in order to rank for multiple keywords, you have to lay the foundation first. And that foundation is getting ranked on page 1 on a single topic and writing multiple posts that are kind of related to that, not the same keyword, but the same general topic. And then that builds credibility to your site in the eyes of Google. So they're like, oh, she writes about this. And that way, later on, as you get more and more content that are ranking on page 1 for their given keyword, then Google sees all of those keywords as, okay, this is what the site is about. And so when someone types in something closely related to it, then you could rank for that word as well. But to rank for multiple words, as a new blogger learning this SEO, you have to start building the foundations in smaller steps first, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I would the green light is important because there's, readability and SEO. I always get a red on readability because the formatting, that's just a guide, and that's really not going to hurt your SEO, but that's trying to get you to write where it's just not all text. You know, we need the headers. You want one, maybe 2 to 3 sentence little paragraphs, a space, and then another one. They just don't want you writing like a whole long paragraph. So that's kind of what the readability is about. But if you like type in your keyword in the keyword box and then just focus on the main keyword, but first writing your outline and then going in and filling it in, most likely you're going to end up with the green on the SEO one. And then plugging more of those additional keywords in there where you can.
Okay.
Yeah, Yoast is, it's misleading. Like, they're like,
I didn't know. I paid it for 1 year.
yeah, I almost bought it, and then I started asking people, like, well, does anyone use it? Like, is it worth it? And the consensus that I got was like, no. And then the more I learned about SEO, like, you know, because only WordPress uses Yoast. Like Wix and Blogger, they can't install the plugin. But if they follow the formatting, like what I have on that thing, they can rank the same. So the plugin is just like a tool to help you, but of course they want to sell it. So they kind of like, oh, well, you get ranked for multiple keywords, but they don't tell you that there's more to it than just that.
It's good for those. It's good for those who are just starting out.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
But yeah, I went over several of that in the blog audit. So it's like 45 minutes long, the video. So it'll take you a little while to read through it and listen to it.
Okay.
Oh, she went away.
Okay.
And the one that you sent me, I'm going, because I was doing your blog audit this morning. So once we're done with the call today, I'm going to go through, I saw that you sent it to me in email because I was in the email this morning. So I'll run through it and then I'll send you back some feedback on it.
I sent you one through Messenger too. I have sent you one through Messenger.
Yeah, I got that one this morning. Yeah. Sarah Banks. The other Sarah B.
Yeah, therapy. Well, it's great to be here. Thanks so much for doing these.
Yeah, no, I love doing this. It's so cool for me because I'm in South Texas to be able to have conversations with women across the country about this stuff. It's really cool.
Great. Okay, so that was very interesting what you were saying. So I just whizzed off to get a couple of bits of paper. So I've like been blogging on and off for a couple of years, but with absolutely no like aim except that I was just writing stuff. So it's only really been since the beginning of the summer that I realized that I needed to be really targeted about what I was writing. And actually I found everything that you do is just so helpful. So one of the things that I'm doing is to do with what you were talking to the other Sarah B about is I've got this series of 5 blog posts and they're called, so I am a dress designer and I'm in the process of rejigging my business, and part of it is to what I want to do is have an online wardrobe styling course, but I want to build my blog up and have my sort of free stuff so that people can come and just enjoy being on the website, you know, and see that I am really somebody rather than just someone running a course.
Right.
So one of the things that I'm doing is a series of 5 blogs in a little series called Insta Wardrobe Fundamentals, and it's 5 separate things of like addressing your wardrobe and things that you can do immediately to sort your clothes out and feel better about yourself. Actually, what I really like writing on is image and identity, and I've made clothes for people for years, and that's the thing that comes up time and time again. So really hidden in most of my blog posts is to do with image and identity and how important it is that we dress well. And I used to think it was so superficial, and it took me a long time for the penny to drop to realize that actually it's a really fundamental thing about ourselves. So what I'm doing with the blog post series, which I've written, is that since I've found you, then I've started to go back and find a specific keyword for, or like keyword phrase for each blog post. So I've done 3 now plus another blog which is to do with confidence that sort of links in with all of them. And one of the first things that I learned from you was about, I just had like one keyword, like I thought you just did, you know, do you remember?
Yeah.
So for my how-to number 1, my keyword was organize your wardrobe. And I did all that thing of looking up to check to make sure that they were in the low hundreds. And actually, it's so interesting. I mean, that is so fascinating, isn't it? There are some phrases that you just think will be ranked really well, and they're not. And you just think, how can that be? But anyway, so that was very good. So organize your wardrobe was a really good one. And then there was a bit of interaction on the Facebook page. So I've done organize with an S and a Z. And then I've done wardrobe and closet. And then in my SEO title, I think I've got organize your wardrobe or closet, you know, just to keep all the words going. And so I used organize your wardrobe as my keyword throughout, rather than wardrobe, you know, which is like about 700,000 or something like that. Yeah. But then when I my second one, my keyword was put outfits together. So how to put outfits together and when you put outfits together. But put outfits together is my keyword phrase, which I think was something like 170, I think it was. But could I have, from what you were just saying to the other Sarah B, could I have just had outfits, say, if that had ranked well, as my keyword, but consistently used put outfits together, how to put outfits together? Or do you still think that having that, you know, the 3-word phrase or the 5-word phrase is better?
Well, and the longer phrase is always better, because you have to think, if I'm sitting here and I'm typing into Google looking up information about outfits, I'm not just going to type in outfits. I'm going to be typing in how to put outfits together, what outfits are trending for spring. You have to think in terms of what you're writing and the people searching for that aspect of it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and just like with wardrobe, just typing in wardrobe, are they looking for how to organize it? Are they looking for how to refurbish an old dresser? Are they looking for, you know, so there's multiple ways I would be looking for that main word. And so using the full longer version is going to make sure the people who find you are looking for what you are writing about. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just looking to see whether on my notes, sorry, we were just like that bit ahead of you for Halloween. So the boys have been down to Tesco's okay, great, that's super, thank you. Yeah. Amazing. Well done, boys. Thanks. So I'm just looking to see whether I've got all those notes, you know, like that you probably have as well, that are just like with all the ranking on them, yeah, down the side, just to see. So along with put outfits together, there would have been other. So then I went on to the keyword analysis to see what other phrases sort of came up that were similar that I could use. But I generally used put outfits together as many times as I possibly could. And then there would have been some other phrases that were sort of around that I could pepper it with. And what I've done is, so I've had to do it effectively retrospectively because all the blogs were already published. And I did notice nothing has ranked yet, but that's another question I wanted to ask you about. But when I was looking for one of them the other day, yesterday, I think it was Organize Your Wardrobe, I did notice that I couldn't find it at all, even to page 10. But when I put in something like Organize Your Wardrobe Working Frocks, which is my website, then of course it did come up. But then it said that the page was cached because of course I've changed it. So that it looks like the new one isn't ranking yet, but they have a record of the old one. But am I right in thinking that at some point the new one will come in and overtake the old one?
Yeah, so when you make adjustments or edits to a post, it could take a couple of weeks. I mean, it could take up to a week, but it could take up to a couple of weeks for the Google bots to go crawl it again and determine the new ranking. Some will rank really quickly. Like I know my resources for Christian women took 3 weeks to finally make it to page 1. You just have to kind of keep checking it and also looking at who's currently like number 1, 2, and 3 for that keyword. And then looking at yours, you know, is your word count longer than the ones that are there now? Is it more easily laid out for readers? You know, comparing yourself to who's currently in the number 1 place and not copying it, but making yours just a bit more than what theirs is can help. So it's not like an exact science. I mean, there's multiple things that go into it. But sometimes, I know, like I said, mine took like 3 weeks to finally move up. I mean, I was checking it like every day.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's how I feel. And actually, I'm really excited now because now that I feel as though I've got like the start of a method, it's actually really exciting. Like when it gets up, when one of my posts gets up there, I'm just going to be so chuffed, seriously.
And if you want to send me the link to it, like send it to me in Messenger, I'll take a look at that one and then maybe give you some additional ideas to add to it, or additional places to insert words that could possibly help it move faster.
Oh, that would be amazing. Thank you very much. None of mine at the moment, just simply from a time perspective, have images in the blog post. But do you think I should get some in there as soon as possible?
Yes, because images are important. They play for, again, helping back the content's purpose to Google. Google reads the scripting, the images, it reads everything. But it can also benefit you in, if someone was, let me share screen here. Making sure that whatever you're trying to rank for, so resources for Christian women. So if I type this in and I click on images, oh, I'm at number 2, yay, still. I've been checking it once I made it to number 1, so I'm like, okay, I'm up there. But people look up images for things too, and there's my image right there in the first row. These are sponsored, but so this is the first row of, just images.
Oh, cool.
So by SEOing your image for, like if someone was looking, oh, there's another one, that one's mine. Then your image could also come up when people are searching for something along those lines. Like thinking if you were looking up images for something related to what you do, what would you type in? And so using those words along with the keyword for the blog post can help, because the image file name when I save it to the computer and the alt text for it when I upload it all say resources for Christian women. And as a result, it's coming up in the first line of image results. There's a couple more.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
With all things, with all your images, would you say resources for Christian women? And then if it was a specific blog post, would you say, for example, New Year, or resources for Christian women, faith? Or do you see what I mean? Would you always keep the resources for Christian women as your first words?
Yes, because that's the keyword for the post. So you need that. The keyword for this blog post was resources for Christian women. That was the keyword.
Oh, okay.
So if you were adding multiple images, you could do that. Like the image is whatever it is. Resources for Christian women, faith. Because if I was looking for that, having faith on it, then if they typed the word faith with the Christian women resources, then my image with the word faith added to it would show up. And so that would help with, but as long as the main keyword is still there, because that's what the SEO for the blog post is.
Yeah, I see. Okay, great. I'll get some pictures in. And at the moment, I'm not using my own images, but I'm using, other images. But I suppose that doesn't make a difference. It's more to do with saving the name of the image and what the alt text is.
Correct. Yeah. And so if you're adding 3 or 4 images to a post, then when you download it and save it, just, keyword 1, keyword 2, keyword 3. And that way the keyword is still in it. And then, they're all the same keyword, but you can't name them all exactly the same thing, because then it'll say there's already a file with that name on it. So just add a 1, 2, and 3. And then when you upload it, you can erase the 1 from the title when it goes into because when you upload it in WordPress, the thing on the right side, it'll say title, and then you enter the description, you enter the alt text.
Yes.
The file name automatically populates into the title block in that little box. Yeah. So you just erase the 1, 2, and 3 when you do that.
That's great. Okay. There was something about photos when you were just saying about photos and images. It'll come back to me in a sec. Okay, I have lots more questions, but I don't want to hog the station to the other Sarah. Thank you, that's great. Oh, actually, there was one thing to do with this, which is all my blog posts link to each other. So they all say at the end, you know, did you like it? And have you read the first one? If you haven't read the first one and would like to, go here. Then the next one in the series is called this, so please go here. And I know that Google likes it to see that you're an authority or something. And you were just saying to the other Sarah how you need to have a different keyword, but they will see overall that you have an authority. So I suppose, do I need to keep all the keywords for the posts relatively standardized, like they need to be? So at the moment, I think I've got organize your wardrobe, put outfits together, look your best. Do they need, I suppose do they need to be as closely related as possible without being the same word?
I mean, it helps if it's like in a series, definitely. But if they all relate to each other, what is important though is when you're linking to it, like instead of saying for more, go here, like, you know, if for more ideas on putting outfits together, or go here for more ideas on putting outfits together, right? But instead of linking the word here for them to click on, link the word putting outfits together, because that's called anchor text. And so linking to a word that's related to that topic, right? But it's not the keyword for that one, but it's still part of that. But using the word itself, and then that word leads to more content related to that word, Google reads that as well. And that's just called anchor text. A lot of people will say, click here to read another post or whatever, and they link the word here. Here is not, I mean, here is just a word. So if you, like I had done that in, I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about. So this post is about self-care. It was a guest post. I wrote a post a while back about preventing burnout as an overwhelmed and stressed out mom. And so instead of just saying, click here for more, to read more on self-care, I just fit it into the sentence. Self-care also helps us to prevent burnout as moms trying to do everything. So I hyperlinked helps us to prevent burnout, because burnout is actually in the keyword that I'm using for that other post.
For that post. Okay, that's great. So if I was, say, linking, my first blog is organize your wardrobe, that's my keyword, and my second one is put outfits together. So if I said something along the lines of, once you've enjoyed organizing your wardrobe, if you'd like to, the next stage would be to put outfits together and then highlight it.
Yeah.
I also have a blog post on that, and then they can see that it's highlighted. So that's,
yeah, you don't even have to say, like, be sure to check out this other blog post. Just say what you just said. Like, you're not saying go check this out, you're just making a sentence and then the link is in. And make sure your links stand out. Like you see on mine here, I bold words, but black bold is not clickable. Any clickable link on my site is orange. And so making sure, because I know some people will just bold words to like make it stand out, and they'll use that same color for their clickable links, and that's confusing to a reader. And people have this natural tendency to click on things that look different. Like they stand, it's like the shiny thing syndrome. It's like, oh, shiny thing, I got to click on it. Yeah. And so, but keeping it consistent so they know, like for mine, they know orange is clickable. If it's orange and in a paragraph, it's a clickable link, whether it's an external link, internal link, or whatever.
Okay, amazing. Okay, that's a little bit of homework for me.
And then you can also additional, like you're going to link to a very specific post that you want them to go check out, but you can also add, again, like link to more posts in each post, right? So they can see, and things that are maybe similarly related. So I just add this, I mean, this is just one way to do it, but I just put some little asterisks and I say, you know, these great posts with self-care tips for mom. And then I just add the titles. So
Yeah.
that's considered an internal link. It's not quite an anchor text, but it's still giving them links to more posts on that similar topic without them having to go search through all my recent posts to find something.
Exactly. And actually, when I was on your site and I saw those, I really like those, because if you're in the mindset for reading something like that, and then there's another link to something that's sort of similar, if you found information that you already want, but feel like you want a bit more information, I think that that's really great. Like, I personally, when I'm looking, I think that that's a really great way of giving people more information when they don't know what to look for.
Well, because even on, like, if you have a related posts widget, like the coding in that widget is pulling what it assumes is related posts. But like, I write posts on blogging tips, right? And so if I wrote a post on how to start a blog and then another post on how to use Pinterest, and then I had like 4 blog posts about using Pinterest, on the related posts widget under the Pinterest, on the post that I wrote for Pinterest, it could give any of my blogging posts because of the category blogging, right? But as a reader, I might just want more information on Pinterest and not all the other blogging stuff, right? And so this just helps override what the recent and related post widgets would bring, because theirs isn't exact. It's just anything under the category that you're giving this. And it, you know, if it could do it off of tags, it would be much better, but it works off the category. So this just helps them find more stuff.
Yeah, great.
The other Sarah, yeah. We have 2 Sarah B's, Diane. They're both a Sarah B. What's up?
Okay. I use WordPress as my dashboard, WordPress editor, and I don't find anything to change the color of my header.
Okay, so what you will want to do is, let me show you. Not all themes have it already installed. So there's a plugin that you can install that gives you the ability to change the color, the size, and everything. It's called Tiny MCE Advanced. Where did it go? Right here. It's this one. And so when you install that, your dashboard will now, it will open up. Now, this is, I'm not using Gutenberg yet. I do not have it installed because it was conflicting with all of my plugins. So this is without Gutenberg. But when you add that plugin, it gives you this to change the size, you can change the font, and then this one here, you can change the text color for anything. Now, I don't know how it's going to work once Gutenberg is like a full thing. I hope they still let us like not use it. But there's a, huh?
Will it that be a full thing?
One more.
Will it that be a full thing? Or means, can we go ahead with Classic Editor?
Well, see, I installed Gutenberg and then I installed the Classic Editor so I could continue looking this way. But last week there was an update, and once the update finished, my Yoast plugin wasn't working anymore. And when I researched, like through search forums for this is the problem I'm having, everyone said it was the Gutenberg plugin that was causing it. So I just uninstalled it completely. I mean, they're still working out all the kinks, and it's causing a lot of conflict with a lot of plugins. So, I mean, they should have launched it as like a beta, you know, before they like just said, hey, we're doing this. So yeah. I'm just not using it until they get it figured out, because, I mean, I have a lot of plugins that I paid for, and they don't work inside Gutenberg right now. So, but if you undo Gutenberg, if you're using it, and just, well, and with Classic Editor, so if you're still using that, this will still work. Okay. Yeah, so in the Classic Editor, the Tiny MCE plugin does work, but it gives you the color, the font size, and then the ability to change the font as well.
Thank you.
And it's a free plugin, so. All right. Okay. What else? What else do we have? How are you, Diane? You're like, yeah,
I'm just Ducky.
just Ducky.
I'm trying to find keywords and I'm not having a lot of luck.
For what?
So I'm going to write a blog post on how to promote your blog, and I figured I would, talk about a lot of the tools I use to promote mine and how I went from like 0 to 13,000 page views in like 3 months. But I can't find any keywords that kind of fit.
How to get more traffic? How to
Uh,
get people to read your blog?
how to get more traffic. That has 70. I have how to promote your blog has 480.
How to promote your blog has 480. Mine is
Yeah.
1,300.
Oh no, not how to promote your blog. Hang on. How to promote your blog. Yeah, how to promote your blog, 480.
That's weird. Mine is showing 1,300
Really?
to promote your blog. Yeah, is it still? Yeah, I'm still screen sharing.
Let me look. Why is yours showing 1,300 and mine is showing 480?
Let's go to Google Keyword Planner and ask him. Yeah, 1,300.
That's odd that mine's showing 480.
That is weird.
Well, then I'm definitely going with that one. You solved my problem, thank you.
And then, and for your headers,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know the direction you're writing it, but
neither do I.
each of these could be an H2 or an H3. How to promote your blog on social media as the H2, and then the H3, how to promote your blog on Facebook, how to promote your blog on Instagram, how to promote your blog on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like those would be good for headers and then having them in the content as well.
Yep.
So I think we should do a competition where we all pick the same keyword, the main keyword. Everybody write a post using it.
Yes, that's great.
Turns out. Well, I'm about to be in competition with myself anyway because I have to write. I was going to do about 5 initial blogging posts for the new website, right? The Kingdom Bloggers. And so like how to start a blog, how to use Pinterest, you know, the main things, like just the basics. But I'm also trying to get the back stuff done. Like I want to do my resource pages and get all those stuff ready. So my resources for Christian women, I'm going to rewrite it and see which one of them gets like more. So Yeah, but so I'm having to like figure out a different actual keyword for the same topic, and then try to beat out my Girl Bosses Rock posts for where they're ranking right now. Normally, you don't want to be in competition with yourself on the same blog, but these are two different websites, so. Yeah, I don't know why yours would show. Are you just using Keywords Everywhere, or are you in Google Keyword Planner?
I'm in Keywords Everywhere.
Do it in Keyword Planner and see if the same thing comes up.
Yeah, let me
You know what? It could also, no, I don't think that affects it. Because I know, I don't know. How to promote your blog.
stop making me sign in.
How to market.
It's like I'm on Google like 24 hours a day, and yet it still makes me sign in all the time.
How to get people to read your blog is 480 on mine.
How to promote.
How to get people to do what you want is 880.
Because nobody's been able to answer that question. Yeah, see, even in Keyword Planner, it shows 480.
So you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking there might be, because I know certain things you look up on here.
I'm still listening.
Let me see. No, trying to think. I had something on here before. No, it's not on there. I'm wondering if it's like geographical. You know, like I know there are some things that when you search, it is pinging the search results average. So like average monthly.
Oh, you know what? Because my locations are the United States. Maybe you have more countries than that on yours.
No, mine is showing the U.S. also.
That's weird. What do you have for search networks?
Google.
Just Google?
Uh-huh. What do you have?
Just Google, but I saw there was an option for Google and search partners, so I wasn't sure if you had that as well.
Let me see if that changes it. Enter. What was it? How to promote your blog. No, it's still the same.
That is weird.
So weird.
Because it should be, I mean, the search should be the same no matter what location in the United States we're in. That's weird.
Well, yeah, if we're both in the United States. I don't know. Type in something else and see, and I'll type it into.
Okay, whoops. Let's see. 2018 holiday gift guide.
Guide, no S?
Yeah, no S.
Zero.
Yeah, 0. What do you have for underneath it? Christmas gift ideas?
Yeah, 135,000.
Yeah, I have 74,000.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, you know what? What about this? The filter. Do you have exclude adult ideas on yours?
Let me check. Yep,
Show broadly related ideas.
yep.
That is,
Oh, you see, you have Google and search partners on yours.
no, I just changed that right
Oh,
now.
you just changed it?
Just
That
as-
is, that's bizarre.
so let's
So let's ask Google.
why does right keyword planner show different
What does it say under common reporting issues?
this is for ads.
Oh, ads.
Yeah. This is Moz, which is in competition with Google Ads and keywords.
What does Uber say?
What's Uber saying?
Let's see. How to promote your blog.
Here's my Moz bar. Oh yeah.
Uber is going to give me a hard time. Yeah, see, Uber Suggest even gives me 480.
That's the Neil Patel.
Yeah.
What was it? No, I don't want to take your quiz. How to promote your blog?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got 480 on it. That's just so weird. So now I'm going to have to spend the rest of the day going down this rabbit hole.
So I got you on 2 rabbit holes this week.
Yes. I've also used the Moz, but like you get, there's a bar. I thought I had the bar installed, but I'm not. Let me see if I can install the bar again. free. See. I don't want that. Try it now. Why don't? I had a it was a bar that came up at the top for mods. Let's see how to.
I like Uber Suggest because it tells you what the odds of you ranking for that keyword are.
Yeah, KW Finder does that also.
Does
but
it?
You get like 5 searches a day. That's the only thing.
Ah.
But it's really good because it'll show you actually. I'm not using it right now. Actually, you can get more than 5 searches if you sign up under multiple email addresses, like I accidentally did.
Oh.
So I had it under one email address on my desktop, and then when I have my laptop here, I have it logged in under a different email, so I can get
Oh,
5
right.
searches a day. I use this last when I'm ready to write. So it'll give you the, if you're green, yellow, orangish, you're fairly easy to rank for. And then it gives you the SERP for the, like who's ranking right now, all of those posts. But then if you see it's showing 1,300 on here too, but if you hit search, it'll pull the related ones. And I basically will, any words that are now above it, like higher,
Yep.
relate to, because some topics, things will come up that relate to a different aspect of what you're writing about on that topic or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll pull my related keywords from this because it has the good search volumes on them, and I'll try to use these for like headers and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But yes,
I should start using it more often. I don't really use it a whole lot.
yeah. Well, it just sucks that you can only do 5 without having to pay for it, and it's kind of expensive. So,
How does it know? Because I'm not even signed in.
you get it's off your IP that you're doing it from. Yeah, so you get, I think, 2 or 3, and then it'll prompt you to register, and then once you register, you'll get the 2 or 3 more, whatever it is, to make 5. But it's 24 hours, not a day. So if I was searching, like say this evening, sitting on watching TV doing a search, and then I logged in the morning, like right now but tomorrow, it'll still say I've exceeded my 5. I have to wait. It's literally 24 hours from your last search is when the time starts over.
Gotcha.
But it's easy to come from here because it's all right here. And you can
I like this.
export the list to an Excel sheet and have it emailed to you. What I do when I'm doing a search that might be possible addition, like I might write more blog posts on this basic topic, I will take screenshots of this whole thing and save it so I don't have to waste another search on the same search word. Like I'll keep it, and then I just have like a folder with this for multiple search terms. But I like that it gives it to you in green, because seeing high, low, medium, I mean, that gives you a baseline, but even one that's low could be extremely hard to rank for because it's such a common word. It's just no one can put ads on it. But this will tell you in reference to, are other people using this keyword in their, like, are they ranking for these keywords? So yellow and green is, anything under like 45, I think is good.
How do you get those colored lozenges? Is it something I need to add?
On here?
Yeah.
So this is KW Finder, and when you do a search, this is what will come up using this tool. But this is what I was saying, you can only do 5 searches a day without having to pay for it.
I don't think I get the colors though. Do you think I just haven't got that column in?
You're not showing any colors?
No.
What is yours showing? Is it showing everything else?
You might be using Keyword Planner instead. This is Keyword Finder.
Oh, that's it. It's I'm
Okay.
using. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just
I always mix them up.
kwfinder.com. Oh, I wonder what Answer the Public says.
The what?
Answer the Public.
You keep throwing these things out there.
Well, if you took my SEO course, you would know what this is. So this thing is kind of weird. So don't let the old man freak you out. And sometimes it's touch and go. Usually if you just start with a general topic. Blog. I'm going to do with this just to see what it said, but I'll show you a good keyword that it, like how you could actually use this. So it gives you these first questions, right? And so you like kind of have to blow up your resolution so you can see them. But it gives you questions related to that thing, right? And if you hover over each one, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. It'll give you search volume. So like that one's showing 10, none. And so I don't really like using it unless I'm looking for a like a direction to go on a topic. It's just way too much words going on for me. Prepositions, how to promote your blog without social media, how to promote your blog for free. So it can just give you, you know, like I said, if I'm talking about, you could write 5 different posts about how to promote your blog. So this would give you ideas. Comparisons. But then down here, it'll actually give you all of these with the search volume right next to it. So I will look at it from this perspective because it's all like right there in one place instead of having to scroll through multiple pages.
Yeah.
But like just as an example, new search. Usually if you use 1 or 2 word phrases, so like the general topic of what you want to write about, not the full keyword, it can help you really break it down. Like, but a lot of like these questions make really good for your H2 and your H3s because it still has, like, even if your main keyword was one of these sentences, the main focus is the breastfeeding, right? So this gives you additional search questions that people have typed into Google that you can then answer in the post and use them as H2 and H3 headers. Again, prepositions, but then you go down here and these would all be either directions to take for the post or specific keywords you want to make sure are in the post, but the search volume for all of them is right there. I mean, just depending on what you are trying to write the blog post about, sometimes you don't really get, you have to change up the words a bit to get good results.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a person who likes a lot of data in my face, so sometimes this can be really overwhelming if you're like that.
Well, I'm a data analyst, so this is right up my alley.
I just think it's cool because you can. Will breastfeeding make me skinny? Nobody's searching.
No, it won't.
Breastfeeding reduce weight.
Ask how I know that.
Will breastfeeding sag your breasts? Nobody's searching for that either.
No.
Breast size. Will breastfeeding increase breast size? 20 people searched that. Ruin my implants? Nobody searched that. Where to buy breastfeeding tops? One. Yeah. So anyway, that's just another one. Like I said, I use it sometimes if I'm really struggling for a topic. Like, you know, you are thinking one thing, but, you know, sometimes it's hard to think outside of your own head on other things people might think about on this. And so it's a good way to kind of prompt you on other things that people might wonder about the topic that you didn't even think of.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's unlimited. So, I mean, I'm guessing there's a GoPro. I don't know what the benefits are of paying because you have unlimited searches on this. So, yeah. I still want to know why our searches are different in Google Keyword Planner. Oh well.
Can I just say I'm on page 8
For that post.
for Organize Your Wardrobe.
And when did you publish it?
A little while ago, but I did all the keyword stuff. I've probably got a date of it somewhere.
But I mean, it's been like in the last month?
Oh, within the last month, like the last week or 10 days.
Yeah, I published one too. That's like on page 7. It's probably going to take a week or more in addition before it shows up.
But that's great though, that you literally just published it about a week or so ago and it's ranking within the top 10 pages.
I'm so excited. I'm seriously so excited. I mean, I know it's page 8 and as you say, who looks there, but I do. Also, I changed it. So in the, I get mixed up with what to call them, but so I think it's the SEO title. I changed it from Organize Your Wardrobe to Instantly Organize Your Wardrobe. Because I was looking at what other people were, doing, and I thought, well, it's not a numbers one or anything like that. So I just put, I don't know whether that made a difference.
Yeah, and that's a thing to think about too. So, let's say, you landed on page 1, like, right, very quickly, and you were like in the top 5. And so in those top 5, let's see, titles are just, so SEO is important first, and then let's see, how to organize with an S or a Z?
S. How to organize your, well, my keyword is Organize Your Wardrobe, but yeah, with an S.
Your right there. So looking at the titles of the ones that are ranked, so let's say you landed on like number 3, like you were suddenly number 3. You could easily be moved to the back of the line again if your title isn't catchy enough. Because when we see the titles, we're not always going to click on number 1, right? We kind of look at like all the ones that are showing and what stands out to us the most to click on it. I know I don't always click on the very first one if the title isn't that great.
Yeah.
In looking at the titles that are currently there, crafting your own title to be something that you would click on if you saw it in the middle of a bunch of other titles.
I was thinking that like mine are a bit straight because I'm so focused on just getting my keyword right that mine are just like, you've got the phrase and that's it. So I definitely could do much more.
But you see this too. So we typed in Organize Your Wardrobe, right? Look at the top 3 posts. Ways to organize your bedroom closet, organization idea, how to organize, and these are all with that one's with a Z. So number 3 actually has Organize Your Wardrobe with an S.
Yes, and actually, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, so you can actually get away with not having your exact keyword phrase in the title, as long as the title still conveys what the keyword is. Like they're saying closet organization ideas, how to organize your closet, because what's in the content itself is going to be SEO really, really well for the keyword. And so that's why I say like your title should have the keyword in it because that's the first time they're going to see it. But it also needs to be catchy to a person looking for that type of content. And so if you can't figure out how to make it cute and catchy with your exact phrase, you can like tweak the phrase a little bit in the title.
Okay, that's really good to know because you know, on very strict Yoast, they don't like it if you do that. You know,
Yeah.
you risk the red face.
Yes. And Yoast, like I was telling the other Sarah, like Yoast is kind of just a guideline,
Yeah.
but it's not an absolute. Like there's more to SEO than Yoast's algorithm, so to speak. So, you know, many people are getting double green lights. They're getting green light for readability and SEO, and they're still not ranking anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it's just kind of like a fine guideline. But keeping to the formatting, using those headers, and what's more important is really using those additional keywords, not just one or two, but like, you know, as many as possible to give Google's like, okay, I get it. That's what this post is about, you know.
Outline of yours, very good. And actually, I think I'm probably writing better because I'm having to be more focused.
A lot of times it's hard though for some people. I know because we have another group for the Christian writers, and typically when they write, it's very creative. Like they're writing scripture, they're writing biblical stuff, and it's very, you know, it's creative in nature. And so to get into the idea of the format first, sometimes they're like, well, it's breaking up my creativity, but Google reads it in that order. It reads the scripts, which are what the headers are. It reads in a certain order. And so I have had a student, she beat out like parenting.com in search results because their site wasn't well SEO. Well, the post itself, it was a guest post, I think. And she outranked them on when she like redid her post, because it was an older post and she like redid it. And she was like 1 or 2 ahead of parenting.com, like a major website, you know?
Wow.
So it is
Yay.
possible. Yeah.
It's great.
And like I was telling you, so I'll say it so anyone watching the video gets this part too. So when we were doing, when I was helping you like on this keyword for this post, because you are in the UK, the difference in words mainly between the US and like UK countries, certain words mean the same thing, but we spell them differently. And so even if you are in, say, the UK and you're normally, like you use S for organize, and
Yeah.
do your search results, like you could write another post, but use it with the Z as the focus word. Because we did organize with a Z, your closet, and organize with a Z, your wardrobe. And then we did organize with an S, your closet, and organize S with your wardrobe. So we did all 4, and each one of them had different search volumes. So
Yeah.
that is something else to think of in terms of doing search results. If you're trying to search something, you know, and you're in, say, the UK, and you're just not seeing like decent numbers on the volume, try searching it with the word the Americans would use and see if it has a higher volume. Because the whole point, like you're not really writing, you're not a company that's has a website selling necessarily only to people like in your country. The internet's worldwide, so you shouldn't really care where they come from. And so if you can get more traffic by using a different word, then that's just something to consider when doing your research.
Definitely, because when I looked at how to organize your clothes with an S, it's 110. But if you search for how to organize with an S a closet, it's 5,400.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge, and actually, it's really interesting. The organize your closet with an S is 70, and organize your closet with a Z, we would say, is 720.
Yeah.
But you can understand that because in England, you're not going to search organize your closet with a Z. Do you see what I mean? Like the bigger, so because more people in the US are going to be searching for that, you're going to be searching in your spellings rather than.
Right. Well, and also the word that we use, you're in the UK, you call it more often a wardrobe, where we don't call it that. I mean, we might use that term sometimes, wardrobe, but if I was using the word wardrobe, typically in America, that insinuates my wardrobe, like my clothes, not the box where my clothes go into.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool for me. That would, yeah, that's quite good. I mean, that like meaning, like we still use closet, but we use it in a way to imply secrecy. So it stopped being a physical thing. So we would say, not so much now, but we would say, oh, he is a closet homosexual, you know, meaning he's a secret, you know, we use closet, still do use closet, but in general, be interesting to see what happens to the word over the next 10 years with the internet, you know, whether the UK uses wardrobe.
How funny. We're like getting lessons on language.
I know. I'm gonna use that now for homosexual. I'm gonna say you wardrobed homosexual.
You would. Exactly.
But it is something, you know, when we write how we talk in our native languages, and not even just between countries, but even like say within the US, us down here in South Texas use words in a different way than people in New York might use them.
Yeah, like do you say soda or pop?
Well, I say pop, but people look at me weird. So I grew up in deep country, North Texas, and nobody uses that term anymore apparently because they're like, what do you, it's Coke. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, and I grew up in New York. It's soda. What do you say? What do you say in the UK?
Fizzy drink, sparkling drink, Coca-Cola.
Sarah, what do you say in Canada?
Pop.
Pop, Coke,
Soda.
soda?
Soda.
You say soda?
Actually, I'm from India.
Oh, India. I thought you said you were in Canada.
No, I'm currently I'm in Canada, but I'm an Indian.
Oh yeah, well we figured that part out, but we just thought maybe you. Oh, so you live in Canada though? That's where you're physically at?
And I learned English is my. I mean, I learned English. It's not my mother tongue.
Okay. Yeah. See, in South Texas, we say most everyone says, "Get me a Coke," even though they don't mean Coca-Cola. Like I drink Dr. Pepper, so they use the word Coke for like all. Like, do you want a Coke or do you want tea? I want a Coke. Well, what flavor do you like? And it's like Dr. Pepper, you know. And I'm like, but I don't want a Coke. I drink Dr. Pepper, you know. So yeah, even down here we're kind of weird. But those are.
Sorry, when I was thinking, this is like a language training for me.
So now you be prepared. No matter where you visit, you'll know the proper words to say.
From UK,
That's right.
from US.
Yeah, but it's something to keep in mind for sure when you're writing, you know, because when you write, you're thinking like you, where you're at, where you live, but the internet is worldwide. And so it's not about what you say, it's about what more people are typing into the search engine, because ultimately you want to get them to your site. And many people don't think about those things. They're like, well, this is what I say, so this is what I'm going to write about. And like, you're literally the only person saying it that way, you know?
Yeah, like I'm huge in Nigeria.
Are you?
My husband and I laugh, but he'll ask me like every morning, like, how many page views did you get from Nigeria yesterday?
Really?
I don't know why.
I have quite a few. Well, in the Christian women bloggers group though, Diane, there are several Nigerian women in there that blog, and several of them have started following me and we've been talking. But I get the the Facebook friend requests that it's like an American face, and then all the friends are like not American, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm now getting bombarded with the email, the email, the Nigerian that asks you for money and you have to pay, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like every other day I get one. Pardon me, ma'am. Excuse me for the intrusion, and then it goes in.
I get like over 100 of those like in a week, and I always tell my husband, I'm like, oh look, we won the lottery over in Abu Dhabi, and all I have to do is send $100 to this person in Nigeria.
Funny.
But sadly, people do buy into that.
Yes, they do, especially elderly. They are.
Yeah. Yeah.
for it. But now this is really cool though. I'm glad I hit record for this session, because I think this is something everyone really needs to, you know, understand in your writing. Like, it's really not about you. And I mean, the thought is there, like the thing you're writing about, but the choice of words could really determine whether you do well or whether you don't get any traffic at all. And not because it's not the good word to choose, but the spelling and usage of the word, as far as what, like we were saying with closet and wardrobe, you know,
Yeah.
in different countries is used differently. And Coke. That's too funny. But yeah, if you send me that post, just send it to me in Messenger, just the link to that blog post, and I'll go through it, and then I'll just type up something and send it back to you with some ideas.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Thank you. That's so exciting. Yay.
And I promise to only spend up to an hour on this rabbit hole of why our search volumes are different. Because you had me on another rabbit hole the other day, and I'm like, I gotta go to bed. Here's my pencil. Okay. All right. Anything else for today? Any other questions?
I have a quick question about my sitemap.
Mm-hmm.
Each time I edit my blog post, so now I'm putting all my new keywords in and changing the text to sort of conform with the keywords. Do I have to then submit my sitemap to Google, or does it automatically, Google will just pick it up that it's been changed?
Well, once you've submitted your sitemap, so the sitemaps include your post, your pages, categories, and tags. So there's like 4 or 5 that'll be submitted. And as long as you have them all submitted, then Google will regularly crawl your page. But you can expedite it by submitting the new URL for it to fetch. So like if you're updating them, like major updates to the whole post, it's not gonna they don't give you like a time frame, like, you know, we crawl your page every 24 hours. They don't really tell you that. So I've made it a habit when I update to go ahead and just submit the new URL for that post. But I don't know if it affects how fast they crawl it or not. I mean, I just do it out of habit now.
So each time we write new posts, we should be submitting it anyway, because it won't have that particular post, or if we create a page.
You don't necessarily have to for a new post. I mean, like I said, a post that's already out there, like, it's going to crawl your site and see there's new content. And so it's going to pick up that new content faster than updated content of something that was already there. So I wouldn't necessarily say submit a brand new post to be fetched, because it's going to be, they're going to see it when they crawl your site because it's brand new. It does not look like your site. Where an older post is farther down and it's minor changes, a new post is like, hey, this wasn't here when I was here yesterday, and it's going to fetch it at that point. So I would just do it for the old post that you're updating.
Oh, okay, fine, thank you.
Yeah. Or like, I know some people are making some changes for, like, they've rebranded their whole site, like the name of the blog and everything else. So they did everything else, but they forgot to submit it to sitemaps. And so it was still fetching off the old title, and it had not yet recognized the new title.
Yes, I noticed someone, was it Rachel the other day, who had said something similar on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, okay, that's interesting. I need to pay attention to that.
Yeah, because one person, she was fantastically 4, and now she's cheered on mom. And when she does cheered on mom, her Twitter, I think, let me see. Yeah, her Twitter comes up first, but she had not, she had, yeah, see, nothing is coming up for her actual website. but
Oh, interesting.
they're still pulling off of, for the website itself was still pulling on the old name. She did redirects and all of that. So it's the same site. She just redirected about a new domain and everything, but she had not submitted all of that stuff to the Google Sitemaps. So it basically didn't know she existed. And then there was someone else. What did she do? Oh, I was doing a blog audit for, and I'm going to be uploading all of the blog audits into the membership so everyone can see them. And, you know, just, I mean, you have your own audit, but seeing them in respect to other people's sites can just help you overall on your site. But so when you type in your blog's name, oh, I know what it was. Scriptural Gems. That's the name of her website. When you type in the name of your site, you really should be the first one. Like, that should be the first one that comes up. If I type, and hers is not anywhere here, it's other websites. But if I type in Scriptural Gems, like all one word, she's the first one that comes up. And so in Yoast, when you're setting up Yoast in your dashboard, you need to go through each of those because it's going to give you the places to enter for how you want your site to be found in searches, like just your site, like the SEO, like what it says here that your site is about and things like that. And so apparently she had not filled that section out yet. And so her blog posts were being found, but you know, like if you don't have a business card, you're like, hey, you should check out my blog. Just go type in Scriptural Gems. So when they would type that in, she was not coming up anywhere.
Yeah.
You literally would have to type it in like that, which nobody would do. So we're trying to get that fixed. She just hadn't filled out that information yet. She filled it out like on blog posts, but she hadn't done it for the site itself. Because like all of her Instagram, everything, Facebook, yeah, everything was coming up except her website. Oh, she did a testimonial for Tasty Pins. How funny. Anyway. And y'all just thought you were going to launch a blog and write posts and the whole world was going to start visiting your website. And there was no work involved.
Okay, I do come up when I put in working frocks. That's good. That's a relief. I was thinking, oh no, I come up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
And then also, you know, and I always tell everyone this, just make sure that you're periodically checking your website from your phone to make sure, one, that it comes up and like go do a search for your website on your Google app or whatever you use, but then just make sure it looks right. I've done a few blog audits lately that the theme they were using wasn't optimized for mobile, and more traffic tends to come from mobile devices than desktop. And you can find that out in your Google Analytics, like where the majority of your people are coming from. All right, so anything else? If not, we will close up for today, and I will upload this. It has to process once we shut it down. It takes like 15-20 minutes, and then I'll upload it to Facebook, to our group, and then I will upload it to the dashboard in the membership course.
I've just got one more question.
Uh-huh.
It's a big one. So like it would be like, what's the number one thing I need to look out for? I've written a quiz that's what's your signature office style, and it's like, you know, you click on the pictures and at the end it gives you 4 different office styles that fits you, and then it links back to the website. And that's going to go on Pinterest, and then link back to my website. So what would be the one thing that I'm going to do it and then see how it is and then report back. But then what's the one thing that I should look out for that I'm probably not going to see that I need to make sure that I do?
In regard to making a link for
I
it?
think I've got my pins. It's more, you know, like here with the things that I've learned about like keywords and how to think. How do I need, is there anything different that I need? Is there a different way that I need to think with doing that quiz than I would need to think with doing the blogs?
So the pin leads to a quiz. It's
Yes.
not on your site. It's like a third-party thing that does quizzes.
Yes, it's Pixabay, I think, is it? I can't remember. It is. It's a third party that does quizzes.
Okay, and then the images in the quiz, if they click on the image, it'll go to your website. Is that what you're saying?
At the end, it says what their signature office style is, and then it links back. There's a link back to my website from there.
So I would just, I don't know, I've never done that with quizzes before. I would maybe make multiple different images, pins, you know, not just one pin, like pin one today and then maybe wait a while and then pin it again, but using a different image.
That's great. We've got a number of images.
Okay. And then
with your quizzes, if you did a quiz, where would yours lead back to?
well, I don't know if I would do quizzes on Pinterest. I mean, I just hadn't thought of that. Not that I would, I just hadn't thought of doing it. Usually if I had quizzes, they would be sent out through my email list to people already following me, or I would share them on social media. But at what page are you linking them back to? Is it just your landing page, like your blog, or is it to a particular blog post, or?
Oh, actually, I haven't done that bit yet. So I haven't done the linking bit as to where it's going to link back to. So I haven't, in my mind, I haven't decided. Am I going to say? Sorry, I think the trick or treaters have started, and that's Bertie. Very excited. So I haven't actually decided how that's going to link. Basically, it's to pull traffic into my website, and so women, in theory, who are interested in what their signature office style is like, would be interested in the blog posts that I'm writing.
Yeah, okay, so then definitely finish the blog post so that when it links them back to your site, it links them back to content specifically about what the quiz was about.
Great. Okay, so one of my ideas was, if your signature style is classic, then like these are the strengths, but look out for this and maybe try this to sort of jazz it up type thing.
Yeah, and you could do one blog post that covers like all the signature styles. That way if they wanted to read more about each one. But definitely if the quiz is linking back to a particular post, you want to make sure that it relates and provides more information about what the quiz was about. Because we had one, like just as an example, it was Erin, she had done this really pretty pin and it was getting like major action and engagement on Pinterest, and it was about a 52-week challenge. And it was like during the challenge, right?
Oh, well, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so pretty.
Yeah.
And so when you click on it, it links to the blog post, which was titled the same thing. But her thing was, well, like, I'm getting a high bounce rate. So a lot of people are clicking on this pin and saving it, but the bounce rate on the post was really high. And when we looked at it, it was kind of misleading because the blog post itself, even though the title still had the 52-week challenge, whatever, was really a book review. At the very bottom was the information about the challenge. So the challenge was a minor part of what that post was.
Yeah.
So thinking in terms of people who are interested in challenge, you know, we're coming up on the end of the year. The next couple of months, it's all going to be about New Year's resolutions and plans and goals and things like that. And so the bounce rate is because people were looking for a challenge and they got a book review. And so you just have to think in those terms, like making sure the content that it leads to really does relate to what for your situation what the quiz is about. So if you're writing a post already on that, then that's perfect.
Okay, brilliant. So it could even be like a freebie, you know, if you've you know, just something that relates to it that they can take one step further, basically.
Right.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, well, it is 1:30, so that's like an hour and a half we've been here. These are going to be long videos for everyone to watch. All right, so tomorrow, tomorrow we have the Kingdom Bloggers team at 10 on the Zoom call. But otherwise, I'm going to try to keep this call every Wednesday at noon. And then hopefully I can get the Tuesday night one at 7 p.m. I had to cancel it last night, but that'll give us 2 opportunities in different times to for everyone to try to get on. So
great.
All right. Well, I will talk with everyone later. And Sarah in Canada, let me know if you have any questions with your blog audit. Like I said, I sent it to you right before we got on this call, so it'll take you a while to go through it.
Yeah, I didn't have a detailed list, but I saw them. I saw that the images is not branded.
Yes. Oh, you're breaking up.
Asked me to check Pixabay.
Say that again.
Pixabay.
Yeah, Pixabay. That's the one I had recommended. Pulling some of those images.
Yeah. Is there any other option for the stock photos?
Well, there is, but usually you have to pay for them. I mean, there's several sites that you can get free images from. I have a page on my. I'll when we close out. Well, I'll do it right now. It's
Don't put your hand in, please.
Like I actually paid for a subscription for the images I use for this site, but there's several sites that give you like all sorts of free ones. Pixabay is just one I know that has a whole bunch.
Is this images? Sorry, I had to go off we had a dog emergency because he stole some chocolate out of the.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, it's retrieved. Is this for free images?
yeah, so this one is, and I'll share this right now on our Facebook page. Come on, load up. Trying to find. That's not it. All right, let's go. It's a whole post that's nothing but free places to get stock images. You just have to find it. Free, nope, that's not it. There we go. Yeah, so these all are like subscription ones here, but you can sign up on their email and they'll send you free images every month. That's how I actually started Girl Bosses Rock, was with their free images. And then I ended up signing up for, like I use these right here, Style Stock. So go through each of those, and then every month you'll get like new freebies. But then these are just regular sites, like Pixabay, that are just general free stock images. So let me put it on our.
Where's this page at?
Well, I thought I had a link to it on my blog, but it should have been on here. Unless it's at the bottom. Free branding. Oh, it's here under branding in my Profitable Bloggers Toolbox, but I'll just share it on our group. Or maybe I should make a clickable image for the sidebar. Right, come on. Oh, yeah, membership. Oh my goodness, this thing is going slow. All right. Okay, so I just shared this page in the membership Facebook group. Oops. Okay. Okay. Anything else? All right, well, I will talk to you guys next week or in the group.
Thanks so much.
Okay, have a good one. Happy Halloween.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
End meeting. Bye.